generation, how little of the energy that goes into the power station gets to your home, and that most of the loss, 60% of the loss, or 60% of the energy is lost in heat wastage at the power station. What that means at the moment is that at Longannet and Kirkensey, 60% of the energy that goes in is heating up the Forth, doing nothing else. No use to man or beast, in fact probably harming the biodiversity of the Forth. What I found out when we were doing this study was some interesting exploration going on in Denmark with heat storage that allows combined heat and power to operate more intensively when the electricity is needed, when the wind isn't blowing, and then pump the heat into hot water stores and building thermal mass and physical heat stores to be used later. And that would be a very interesting way, again, of deferring some of the demand or deferring some of the supply. We didn't look either at use of anaerobic digestion for biogas, which is another exciting area of producing renewable heat. Right, I think we're going to have to accelerate even faster, but I must say something about biomass, seeing as I'm here in Dundee. You've got Forth Energy coming saying, you want to have one of 4 very large biomass plants, don't you really? Because it's green energy, honest. Well, actually, the Scottish Government's got this one right. The Scottish Government says biomass in Scotland should be reserved for small-scale heat or combined heat and power projects which are based on the utilisable local resource of biomass and the utilisable amount of heat that can be generated, which the Forth Energy proposals simply do not do. They're based on maximising the payment back from renewable obligation certificates for burning imported biomass, primarily to generate electricity. I've put this chart up because this says much the same thing as I was saying about biofuels, but for biomass, that actually for a very long time, when you cut down trees to burn them in a power station, you get a net carbon emission. It's one model, been done by some Austrians. Along here is years. And this is the carbon neutrality factor. So here's lots of emissions. You cut down the forest, you burn it, one rotation, you do it again. Then it starts to recover as the fossil fuel emissions start to stack up, and goes up and up. 280 years was the period that it took to achieve carbon neutrality, according to that study. Hey, it's no use if it's 20 years. We need to cut emissions quickly, not over tens of decades. Right, I've said all of that, so I'm going to skip on very quickly. Going to add to our list here. So this is storage, electricity storage. We've already got 0.7 gigawatts of pumped storage, and there's current plans in train to increase that to 1.6 to 1.9. So it's starting to get there, I think you'll find. Anyone with a maths brain up there? But the crux to the Garrad Hassan case is none of that. Okay? The crux is none of that. The crux for them is interconnection. And the reason is that if Scotland is going to have anything like the amount of renewable power generation we saw in the charts, much of it will be exported. To export it, we will need wires. We will need to be interconnected, ideally not just to England and Wales, but to the Netherlands, to Germany and to Norway, through potentially a North Sea grid. But